Hey guys, Jared Wesley here of Live Traders, and it is that time of the week. It is lecture time, and this week's topic, guys, is trading's just for lucky people, right? You can't make money in trading. It's just for lucky people. Only lucky people make money in trading, right? So you should just quit now. You should just quit. You know what I mean? There's no reason you want to be a trader. Right? I mean, that's what I hear out there. That's what I'm hearing from people. Trading's just for lucky people, only lucky people. So few people make it in trading. So few people make it, guys, in everything in life, okay? If you want to go make 50 grand a year, go work at Circle K. Go work at 7-Eleven. You go do that, okay? How much money you make in life is commensurate to the number of people who are capable of doing that job. You heard me. I'll repeat it. How much money you make in life is commensurate to the number of people who are capable of doing that job, okay? Trading is not the easiest job in the world. In fact, it's one of the most difficult, most challenging, hardest things you could ever try in your entire life, okay? And that's why when you do become successful, you can make a ton of money doing it. You have all the freedom and flexibility in the world, no office politics, right? No corporate structure, none of that crap. It's all you anytime you want it, anywhere in the world you want it with a damn laptop. But you should just quit because it's just for lucky people. You should just quit. It's just for lucky people. In fact, log off right now. Stop watching. It's just for lucky people. And if you're not a lucky person, when you flip the coin, if it doesn't come up heads 9 out of 10 times, then you're not lucky. Yeah, I'm in that kind of a mood today, right? Guys, trading is just like any other business. It's for people that want it bad enough, that are willing to do whatever it takes to make it, and are willing to work their asses off for it. Some of the wealthiest people in the history of this country and this history's world were actually traders, and they turned into what? Hedge fund managers or large investors like Warren Buffett, those types of things, Peter Lynch, etc., and so forth, right? So, get your heads out of your you-know-whats. Pay attention to this video because I'm going to talk about what it takes to succeed as a trader and why people fail in this business. A lot of it, just a little head, is because of their attitude towards this business, this get-rich-quick mentality and all this other stuff. So today's video is very, very powerful because if you're one of those people out there who's like, this isn't going as well as I thought, maybe I'm just going to move on, this video is for you. If you're one of those people who's brand new and you're like, well, what can I expect in this business if I start? This video is for you. If you're one of those people who's experienced and you're not quite making it as much as you were hoping you'd make by this point in your career, this video is for you. So pay attention because we're going to dig deep today, all right? So if you like these videos, please click the like button, hammer that subscribe button, guys. I'm Jared Wesley of Live Traders. Let's get to it. This week's lecture topic is only lucky traders make money. Everybody knows that, right? I mean, to be a successful trader, you just have to be lucky because, well, to be successful in anything in life is just to be lucky, right? Oh, no, Jared. In other industries, it takes some level of skill to actually be good at it, right? I mean, Roger Federer is not just lucky. Tiger Woods isn't just lucky. But to make money in trading, you just gotta be lucky. I've heard it all, guys. I have heard it all in this industry. In fact, there's a slide that I forgot to put in here, and I wish I would have, because it's basically professionals, professionals on Wall Street who cheat the market and then pay fines for it. Those types of people saying that day traders, to make money in day trading, you need to be lucky. I find that fascinating. For the people who aren't successful to call other people who are lucky. So when you think about it, calling someone else lucky is implying that you are not lucky, that you are unlucky, and it has nothing to do with hard work or skill. You can see where this might be leading to today. So we're going to talk a little bit about how people view success, right? How people view the world today, and we're going to relate it a little bit to trading. So there are a few slides with regard to charts in the beginning, but most of this is going to be text-based, and I'm going to be talking most of the time because you guys really need to, I can't say everyone, but many people need to have a different opinion, a different approach to this business, and it's their mental approach that's costing them their chance at success in this business. I guess before I do dig into it, I want to make a couple more comments. Not everybody is going to find success, right? It's just the way the world works. There will always be those people who, I don't know whether they sit around and wait for success. Maybe they're just not willing to work for success. The fact that you probably have to experience some level of failure before you succeed. There's a myriad of things, a myriad of reasons that people may not be successful. So not everyone is going to achieve success. And I'm not talking about trading success. I'm just talking about success in life. And honestly, it's going to sound weird when I say this. Not everyone really wants it. Like, what? Whoa. Check yourself there. Oh, no, not everyone really wants it. Okay? So, but before we do that, first we must talk about when will the insanity stop? When will the insanity stop? Well, the insanity will stop today, right? I thought, you know what? It's a good time, a good break. Some people were commenting that, Jared, the When Will the Insanity Stop segment has been dragging on a little bit. So I thought, well, let's do some positivity today. This is an email that Jeff Yates got recently. Jeff Yates does our credit spread here at Live Traders. And I just wanted to show this is one person's experience trading credit spreads. All right, I'm not saying that this is typical because trading is very, very difficult. It's probably the hardest job you can try in the world. But this particular person, this was not that long ago, a couple weeks ago. There it is, July 16th. So 10-0 on DTE trades. Okay, 1-0 on 7 DTE trades. So that's 11-0 with a profit of $21,000 after commissions and fees. Wait for it, for the week. For the week. Not for the month, not for the quarter, not for the year, for the week. That's $33,132 after 2 weeks. 20 trades, 19 winners, and 1 stop out. You can quote me on the chat room or wherever you like, guys. 19 winners out of 20 trades. And that is under the auspicious, if I can say that, direction of Mr. Jeffrey Yates, who, like I said, is our credit spread guru around here. So very, very impressive results here for Jonah. He says, I know I have a large account and most people can't trade 50, 60, 70 contracts. My risk is 4,000 and 2,000, etc. But I like this part right here. I like this part. But it's something so that people can know this part. People can know that this is scalable to a life-changing income. Thanks a lot, as always, for your time. So $33,132 in 2 weeks using proper risk to reward in terms of using a stop loss and all that other stuff. Obviously, it helps having a 95% batting average, but to be fair, Jeff is regularly over 90%. So that's a pretty nice couple weeks there you had, Jonah. And let's go one more. Let's just do one more. This was sent to like info at Live Traders. We get these frequently, and honestly, I should probably put them up here more often. I don't really stroke us too often, but a user sent contact request. Please find the details below. Blah 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 blah. This is from Chris. Jared, I've been a trader for 2 decades, 20 years. The last 3 years full time. Okay, very impressed with the quality of your YouTube lectures. In the YouTube cesspool of lackluster trading information, yes, it is true, okay? It is amazing to see someone putting out such high-quality, actionable material for free. I concur, Chris, and it's probably something I should tone down because I watch a lot of other YouTube channels in this space, and most of them are the 90-10 rule, the 90% fluff, 10% value. And what they do is they put a cool thumbnail, a cool cover slide on it, and you think, oh my gosh, that cover slide has 15 different patterns on the front. And it's an hour-long lecture. I'm going to learn everything I need to know about trading in this hour because it's called the Ultimate Candlestick Trading Course. And you know what? And they get 10 million views, 5 million views. Because, well, people just don't understand. But that's normal because that's life. So I hope people realize what a value this is. Kudos to you. Why, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. So those are 2 positive notes. I have a lot more, but maybe I'll filter some more in here or there as as the time passes here, when I'm not doing when will the insanity stop, okay? But let's take a look at a few charts. Some of these charts you guys have seen recently. There's a reason that I'm putting them in here. DG, 3 pennies cost me $3,000. Trading sucks. Trading is just, I told you, it's for lucky people only. Because obviously, I am not lucky. I am an unlucky person because my goal was to get down to $216. I entered at $220. That's a $4 move because I had a $2. I was looking for 2 to 1 on this trade, right? And the target was actually $216.03 because I got a little bit of a better fill. And DG went to $216.06. I mean, there's nothing else to say about this except I was unlucky. Trading sucks. Trading is only for lucky people, right? And that is it. That is it, plain and simple. This chart proves, without a shadow of a doubt, that trading is only for lucky people because there's nothing else to say when your target's 216.03 and the stock goes to 216.06, right? So if I was a luckier person, then this would have hit my target and I would have made $3,000. Instead, I didn't make anything. So there, okay? I've proven it with one chart. Let me prove it again, all right? Here's another example. This is a pretty good pattern on TBLT. It peekabooed in over here, stopped me out over here, and then goes back up higher. Unlucky. Market makers, HFTs, they don't like me. It's obvious. Duh, they don't like me. Okay? I mean, between the DG trade missing my target by 3 pennies, and between market makers just putting triggering me in right here and then shaking me out right there a minute later, okay? It's trading's just for lucky people because a luckier person would have gotten in over here and it went higher and they wouldn't have been shaken out, right? Obviously, duh, okay? Here's another one. My goodness. I mean, they don't get a whole lot prettier than this, right? Sure, you could have taken the 4-bar play earlier, but that would be taking responsibility for your actions, and we're not doing that right now, okay? We have to play the victim because trading is only for lucky people. All right, so this stock went up. Oh my gosh, look at this beautiful breakout. $19, $19, $19, $19. You can have a stop loss either it's 10 cents or 20 cents. And are you, what? Stops out by 2 pennies and then hits target? I told you. WTF moment. Slam the desk, throw your mouse, punch your monitor. Trading's only for lucky people. Anyone that's not lucky can't make money in trading. It's just for lucky people. Duh. Haven't you seen it now? This is 3 charts. How many more charts do I have to show you that trading's just for lucky people? Let's do one more. You know what? Because I don't think you're getting it just yet. Oh my gosh. Here's another breakout. I told you trading is for losers. It's just for lucky people. Okay? This is a beautiful breakout. I mean, I could have taken the buy setup at 32.40, but again, that would be accepting responsibility for my actions, and we're not doing that right now. We are playing victims because trading is only for lucky people. So right here, you get in at 32.80. Why? Because it's a beautiful breakout with an engulfing bar right there. And you put your stop down here at 32.6. Are you shitting me? Did that really just stop out on the penny, at the penny, to the penny? I mean, I could have given it an extra nickel under the support area down here. But again, that would be accepting responsibility for my actions. And we're not allowed to do that because we're victims. All right? So it peekabooed over to 32.80, stopped me out, and then WTF moment as it goes on and hits target at 33.20. How many more charts do I have to show you to convince you that you have to be lucky to be a professional trader and to make money in this business? You just have to be. It's all about luck. Clearly, duh. I could probably show you 10 more. Do you want to see 10 more? No, let's not today. Okay? So market makers, HFTs, they're after me. It's obvious. I've just shown you 4 examples, 3 of which I stopped out within a few pennies. Why don't you just add some room? I could show you some examples where I added some room and they still tagged me. It's just, I don't feel like a lucky person. So maybe trading's not for me. Maybe I need to go become a professional golfer or tennis player because I think it's pretty obvious that lucky people succeed there too, right? So the question now becomes, same lecture, different week. This is just another 84% play lecture, right, Jared? You're about to spend another 30 minutes telling us we'll get back in them. Wrong. You're not going to see another chart. You're not going to see another chart for the rest of this lecture. So sit back, get your coffee ready, okay? This is not another 84% play lecture. In fact, we're not even going to talk about the 84% play. We're not even going to talk about re-entering any one of those trades. The topic is far more important than that. Okay? So, what are we going to talk about? We are going to talk about success. All right? Is success won? Is success innate? Is success earned? How do you view the world? What is your world view on success? Okay? You would think, or I shouldn't say that because now I'm speaking for other people, but a lot of people think, well, success is something you work for, right? That's why they always tell you when you're in school, work hard and you'll get good grades and you'll be successful in life, right? That's what they say. Work hard, go to a good college, get good grades, graduate near the top of your class, and get a good job. Interesting. Think about everything I just said right there. Work hard in high school to get into a good college where you're going to work hard again to get good grades so that you can work for a good company. I mean, that's pretty much what people say. Boom, boom, boom. That is the path to success in life. It's interesting that that's the path to success in life, but yet some people view success differently, right? That would be implied, what I just said, it's implied that success is earned because they say work hard, get good grades, as if everyone is capable of doing that. Are they? Well, that's the question we're going to talk about today. Are they? All right? So I think the answer that you give to this question tells me a lot about you. It tells to someone asking you that question, it's an eye-opening experience, I suppose, in a good way or a bad way, right? So when you think about it, success is won, right? So let's go back real quick. Success is won, it's innate, it's earned. So let's start with the first one, okay? Do you think success is won? Well, at first you're thinking, well, that sounds reasonable, right? Success is won. But what do you really mean here? So are you envious or jealous of those more fortunate than you? Because in life there's always someone, use the word fortunate, than you, right? And there's always someone less fortunate than you. That's kind of the way the world works for the most part, all right? Do you believe success is out of your control? Because, well, it's won, right? Is success just a coin flip? Because it's won. Because of the fortune of someone else. And I don't mean fortune as in money. You know what I'm talking about. Because if you believe success is won, like a lottery, which is what's the Powerball, 800 million? The family you're born in, the country you're born in, the schools you went to, the color of your skin, the system is for or against you, your intelligence level. Guys, hello, no choice in the family you're born in, no choice in the country you're born in. Not a lot of choice in the school you went to when you're a young child, right? The color of your skin, well, there's no choice in that either, unless you're Michael Jackson, okay? The system is for you. Guess what? You don't make the system. It exists before you arrived into the system. And your intelligence level, well, guess what? You don't have a whole lot of choice, okay, in any one of these things, right? You don't have a choice in any one of these things. You are born into every one of these things. School would be the only one you might have a choice in. Everyone else is given to you, right? The star in which you were born under, right? So then the question becomes, well, how hard are you willing to work if success is won rather than, say, earned? Think about it for a second. If you are genuinely, I'm not saying you believe this, I'm trying to get you to put yourself in the mindset of someone who believes that success is won, meaning it is a product of how you and what you were born into. How hard are you willing to work if you believe that basically it's a coin flip and it's largely, not entirely, but largely out of your control? Now, some of you are thinking, well, I don't believe that. But that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, for those that do, can you put yourself in their mind for a moment, for a minute? How do they feel? Right? Why would opportunity even matter to you? Because it's out of your control to begin with, right? So how hard might you work for that? I don't know. Probably not that hard. What about success is innate? This is an interesting one. You're like, Same. Are you envious and jealous of those more fortunate than you? Do you have a pessimistic view of opportunity? Right? Why does opportunity even matter if success is just innate in people? They are born with it. It's very similar to success is won. The difference is it's less about circumstance and more about the person. Right? Think about it for a second. The first one, success is won, is more about circumstance, if you believe that. My circumstance dictates my outcome. Really? That's basically success is won. My circumstance dictates my outcome. Right? Innate is more like, that guy's just got it. You know how some people say, well, man, that person's just really talented. That's kind of the innate side of this. Shaq is 7 feet tall. That's why he's in the NBA. Has nothing to do with the fact that he works his ass off. He's just tall. It's innate. It's innate in him. That's why he is in the NBA. Well, gosh, Tiger Woods is just a very talented individual. That's why he's a professional golfer, right? How hard are you willing to work if opportunity doesn't really matter? It's innate in you. And if you believe that Shaq is in the NBA because it's innate in him and you don't have that innate ability, you know you've used or heard that phrase, innate ability. Well, how hard are you willing to work? I don't know. But what if we come down to the last one and go, what if you view the world that success is earned? Do people more successful than you motivate you? Do you believe success is almost entirely in your control? Nothing is entirely in our control, but almost entirely in our control. Do you believe that genuine hard work is the path to success? Do you believe that you can do just about anything if you want it enough, if you want it bad enough? Do you believe that? Well, how hard are you willing to work if you believe these things? If you believe that you are the driving force in your life, how much harder are you likely going to work if you know the outcome is dictated upon your effort? Not what was born into you, like intelligence level, not the social class you were born into, but you believe deep down inside that my outcome is dependent entirely upon me. I cannot change today in terms of what I was born into. That's given. That's the whole world. But with that, if you've made the decision that success is something that is entirely up to you, think of where that might take you versus someone who thinks it's innate or someone who thinks it's won. So I think it's, in a way, it's how people define opportunity, right? Success in some ways, I think, is trivial to some people. Like, why is that person so successful? Why are they always so lucky? Tell me you've never said that. Why do they always get all the good breaks in life? Why are they so lucky? Why do I always get the short end of the stick? You've never said that? Probably a lot of people. I know I've said it before at times in life, right? So you have to ask yourself, like, how do you see success? Is it possible? Is it probable? Is it likely? Right? I mean, now keep in mind, guys, to be fair, I think there's a melding here between these three, right? Sometimes you can feel one way depending on what happens to you in life. Maybe you somebody punched you in your mouth and you felt bad, and that day you were depressed and you felt like, wow, I'm just unlucky today. But maybe that's not your driving force or your core belief, okay? So what I'm trying to tell you guys, all right, is that successful people think differently. For all that mumbo jumbo that we just talked about, successful people view the world and think about the world differently, okay? See, rich people or wealthy people or successful people, because it doesn't always have to be about money, okay? They view the worldview as probable, right? See, a possibility of success, a probability of success, or is the whole thing just trivial to you? How do you view that world? You have to be successful, in my opinion, you have to view it as probable. Certainly possible at a minimum. At a minimum, you have to view it's possible. But you also, in my opinion, to truly be successful, you have to view it as probable And that's why you're working so hard. Like, why would you work so hard for something that you felt was improbable? Well, that doesn't seem like a good use of your time. So you have to deeply believe it's probable. And remember, guys, actions speak louder than words. Don't just say you believe it's probable. You have to show that you feel it's probable by your actionable steps. Okay? So, and I know people, at times feel differently about the world and how much someone makes. Oh, a CEO is not worth 300 times what an average worker is worth. I get it. But generally speaking, guys, generally speaking in life, okay, the value of a person's position, which you'll see here on the next slide, the value of a person's position is often determined by the number of people qualified to fill it. It doesn't say every time, it says often, most of the time. So you want to ask yourself, why is trading so challenging? Why are the rewards so wonderful? Why is it that you can make hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars trading, and you could do it from a laptop in Fiji in an hour a day? Possibly. Because the value of a person's position is often determined by the number of people qualified to fill it. How many people are qualified to say they are a professional trader? Pay their bills in trading, travel around the world in trading. Well, there's a lot of people that think they're qualified, but the results show them otherwise. So when you look at a CEO and they make 5, 10, 20, $30 million a year, whatever their number is, and you look at the average person who's working in the factory and they make 50, 70, 100 grand a year, what's the general consensus that most people come up with? Oh, the CEO's just pushing pencils in his desk in his office. I'm down here busting my ass. I'm sweating all day long. I work my fingers to the bone. I'm exhausted when I go home. Well, you're talking about physical labor. And much of that physical labor is mindless. It's just repetitive, right? It's teaching a parakeet to talk. Once they're taught, they don't forget. What's the learning curve? Not that high. So why do you deserve the same amount of money that mental labor takes? Well, in some capacities, they're the same, and in other capacities, they're vastly different, right? So people need to separate, because sometimes they just feel like because they put in physical labor, they're working harder than someone who puts in mental labor. I don't know about you guys, okay? I've had jobs in both. I've had physical labor jobs. I've had mental labor jobs, okay? I can tell you right now, without a shadow of a doubt, there's nothing worse than mental stress. Physical stress is nothing compared to mental stress. I'm not talking about, breaking your leg. I'm talking about day to day when things aren't going well in your business and you have to figure out, how do we turn the corner, right? How do we fix this problem when I don't know the answer yet? Well, you're just going to go work underneath a car all day. Needs an oil change? So you're tired today. So what? The oil change doesn't change. It's the same oil change you did yesterday. You're making the same bouquet of flowers you did yesterday. You're making the same cup of coffee you made yesterday. Mental stress, there is nothing like it. It can bring a person down. It can make a person walk off a cliff. I'm not exaggerating. It can literally make someone walk off a cliff. You're being a little dramatic, Jared. I am not. My point I'm simply saying is, stop comparing physical and mental and go, oh, just because you're physically tired, you're worth more than someone that's mentally tired. Okay? What is that CEO doing? They're controlling a company of hundreds of people, thousands of people, tens, hundreds of thousands of people. And the decisions they make affect thousands of people's lives. You know the weight that puts on your shoulder? If you make the wrong decision, 10,000 people might be fired next year because the company can't afford it. That's heavy stuff. If you mess up somebody's oil change, you might piss off one person. There's a difference, okay? So when you think about it in terms of pay scale, well, it's easy to find somebody who can change the oil in a car. And if not, you can train them pretty quickly. It's very difficult to find someone who has the mental fortitude to run a company of 100,000 people. You just think they sit at a desk. They do not. You just think they're in a meeting and think that meeting's not productive. No, that meeting changes the direction of the company for better or worse. Right? So now, you're like, well, where is you going with this? How do you view trading? Uh-oh. Gotcha. I gotcha. Because most of you view trading as something that's pretty easy. Well, my gosh, Jared, you just go out and buy yourself a computer. I go online to this silly little web page and I download this little trading platform. Ooh, that's real tough. You know, I'm a physical labor guy. And I hook up my computer. I sit in my nice cushy old leather high back chair. I put my fingers on the keyboard and I'm ready to go. I'm a CEO of my own business. And those damn CEOs, all they do is push pencils all day. I work my ass off in that factory, and you sit in front of your stupid computer and take meetings all day. Well, how's that going for you in trading? How's that working out for you? Was it as easy as you thought? You making your millions of dollars like those CEOs? Because it's just easy to sit at a desk, isn't it? You're just staring at a screen. That's all a CEO does. They stare at screens, talk on the phone, and take meetings all day. That's all you do as a trader, right? You go watch a course, you go look at some charts, and click, 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 you're done. Where's your $30 million? Where is it at? What happened to it? What happened to it? Well, it's not quite as easy as I thought it was, Jared. Why is that? Because your opinion of things is wrong. Because you only know one aspect of your life, and that aspect is changing oil or, I don't know, making coffee, right? You haven't thought about it. Now, why am I saying all this? Where am I going with this? I'm going with this is your view on success is also your view on trading success. Yep, I just brought them together. Reasons you won't succeed. Let me ask you a question. How much does one golf lesson cost? How much does a golf lesson cost? $50? $100? More? I don't know. I haven't taken a golf lesson in 20 years. It's been a while. How much does it cost though? I'm going to guess somewhere between $50 and $200 depending on who's teaching it. That's my guess. That's probably a fair range. Okay. Well, how many rounds of golf do you think you'd need to play before someone was willing to pay you to play golf? 10 rounds of golf? 100 rounds of golf? 1,000 rounds of golf? 10,000? How many rounds of golf do you think you would need to play before someone was willing to pay you to watch you play golf? How much does a round of golf cost? $25? 50? 100? I played True North last year, and thankfully for residents it's cheaper, but if you're not a resident, it's like $300 some a round. Hello? Now, I'm not suggesting $25 rounds of golf don't exist. I'm sure they do exist. But I'm just saying, how much does a round of golf cost? $50. How many rounds of golf do we have to play again before I can get on that PGA Tour? I'm not even talking about golf lessons yet. I just want to know how many rounds of $50 golf do I have to play to get on the PGA Tour? Well, let's just call it 1,000 rounds of golf times $50. Oh my gosh, that's $50,000. And I never took a lesson. $50,000 to be on the PGA Tour. Well, how many lessons do you think it would take? Do you think you would take to be a pro? 100 lessons? 500 lessons? 1,000 lessons? More than that? I mean, I know it's not golf, I know it's tennis, but even Serena and Venus Williams got lessons from professionals. When their father felt like he hit his peak, his pinnacle of what he could teach his two daughters, he pushed them off to somebody who he thought knew more than him. And then they still spent years with that coach. Years with that coach. So, how much do golf clubs, shoes, shirts, shorts, pants, balls, tees, how much does all this stuff cost? Total. How many years and how much money do you think it would take for you to become a professional golfer? $2,000, $20,000, $200,000, $2 million? 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? How many years? Like, Jared, if you still don't know where I'm going with this, we have a problem. The answer is a lot. I'm going to show you. This is an article from Forbes magazine, okay? It cost a minimum of $110,000 to compete for 1 year on the PGA Tour. Guys, this is what it costs to compete. Not how much you won. That's what you lay out before you ever make any money back, basically. 75 in Asia. There are no guaranteed paydays. Each week, the worst scoring half of the field, for those of you who play golf, half the field gets eliminated. And they make nothing. $0. But players who fail to make the cut are still responsible for travel expenses, pay their caddies, okay? Caddies make $1,200 a week plus a percentage of winnings. $110,000. And I'm going to just go out on a limb here. If you're playing in a nationwide tour or you're competing to be on the PGA Tour, I'm going to guess you're pretty good, right? You're probably okay at golf. You're probably decent. And you're still paying $100. So where am I going with this? You just spent 10, 20 years of your life just to get to this point. And now they're telling you got to pay $100,000 just to compete per year, between travel expenses, between entry fees, between your caddy fees, between all the others. Even if you have a sponsor to pay for your clubs and your balls and your clothes, no one's paying for your airline tickets, your hotel rooms, your food and lodging costs, and then your entry fees on top, another $500,000 per event. So you've been practicing your whole damn life to put yourself in this position, and they still want $100,000 a year from you. What? Success isn't cheap. Success isn't cheap. Here's an example of a golfer. In this article, I put it down here if you want to read the article, copy and paste that. Well, of course, you can't copy it. You can, right? Throughout his career, Ben has demonstrated a pattern of gradual but steady improvement. He failed to make his high school team as a freshman, but by his senior year, he was a star player. He was recruited by Clemson University, a golf powerhouse, but offered just $500 in book scholarships. Whoa, wait a second. By his senior year, he was a star player. Star player. And Clemson only gave him $500 a year scholarship. Book scholarship. Star player in high school. Initially rated himself the 12th best player on the 13-man team when he started in college at Clemson. By the time of graduation, rolled 5 years, he redshirted 1 year. He was an All-American and qualified for 3 majors as an amateur. This school gave him $500. Wow. There have been times, this is a quote from Ben, there have been times when I have missed 5 cuts in a row on the tour, says Ben. But then I look back at high school and college when I was getting beaten by everyone and realized that I've done this before. Now I've got to keep getting better as a professional. Guys, this is someone who's already effing good. Really good. This person is better than you'll ever be at trading for 99% of you listening. This person's that good. And he still only got $500 book scholarship. Still has never won a professional tournament in his life. Missing 5 cuts in a row sometimes. And what's his view on success? What's his view on success? I've been here before. I just got to keep getting better. Keep getting better means his view on success is earned, not innate or won. He is the mindset of someone who earns success. And I will achieve my goal. And if I do not, I will die trying to my last breath to know that if it doesn't work, I laid it all out. There is nothing I could have done differently to be successful. Some of you who took professional wealth building have seen this slide. The new rich, self-made or family-made? In one survey, the Chicago-based Spectrum Group found that only 2 to 4% of the fortune of today's millionaires was inherited. 2 to 4%. Russ Allen Prince found that only about 10% of today's, quote, rich, 10 million or more, inherited their money. You want to rethink your opinion on what rich people and how they got their money? 2 to 4%, let's just call it 3. 3% of people in America inherit it from their family if they're worth $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million. Over 10 million, only 10%. 70% of large fortunes, when I mean large, I'm talking billionaire fortunes, are less than 13 years old. What's your excuse? Now, if we're being honest, okay, don't you say these things? My trading account's too small to be successful. Live Traders is great, but their education is just too expensive. 3 years to make money is too long. I don't have that kind of time. Due to your past and present actions, you've read this line before, you are where you're supposed to be. If you're unhappy with it, it's up to you to change it. Guys, let me roll back something here. Let's go back. What's it take to be a pro golfer? Just as much as it takes to be a pro trader. Yep. The only difference is the PGA Tour won't let you on it unless you qualify for it. Trader? Go open up an account, throw some money at it. You're a trader now. No, you're not. You're a hacker. You're a wannabe. You may be someday, but when you start, you're just a wannabe. And I don't use that in a negative way. A wannabe is someone who wants to be something, all right, in the beginning stages. So why is it reasonable to spend $50 or $100 or $200 for a golf lesson? Why is it reasonable that it takes 1,000 or 2,000 rounds of golf to get really, really good at it? Okay? Why is it reasonable for a golf or any other industry, but somehow it's not reasonable for trading? I want you to really dig deep on that one. Why is it reasonable that all of these things are required to be a pro golfer, to get paid to play, but it's not for trading? You want to go work at Goldman Sachs. You pay to play. What? No, I don't, Jared. They hired me. No, you pay to play. Your college is what you paid to play at Goldman Sachs. Maybe you were working your ass off and got a scholarship. Good for you. You still paid. You paid in good grades. You paid for it, though. You always pay to play. There is not a single career on the planet that you don't pay to play. But somehow, because you can open up an account for $100, $500, $1,000, you just go online and download a trading platform, you all think trading's different. Oh, $140 a month for the chat room is just so much money. It's just so much money. Then you are not ready for this. Hey, let's go a step further. How much does it cost to open up a restaurant? $100,000 to $2 million to open up a restaurant. Quick Google search. How much does it cost to open up a restaurant? $95,000 to over $2 million. This is a bunch of them. $175,000 to $750,000. $275,000 is the average startup cost for a restaurant. $3,000 per seat for a leased building. Interesting. Oh, wait, here's another one. I brought this one up because I have some family members looking into this. Let's try this one. I want to buy a car wash. I know someone looking into car washes right now, and this is why it's on my mind, not because I'm not into car washes, but I know someone looking. Here's a car wash for sale for $5.3 million for a car wash. It has a 5.35%. I can't say it without laughing. That's the cap rate. Basically what that is the profit margin in layman's terms. Okay? That's $285,000 a year. Go, that's a lot of money, Jared. but you laid out $5.3 million to do it. How much is the mortgage? Well, that cap rate doesn't include the mortgage you might have on the property, does it? Think about what I just said. That cap rate doesn't include the mortgage on the property. That's just what the car wash makes. Your expenses are up to you with regard to how you get the $5.3 million. You may take out a loan, you may have cash in the bank. And you have to show up every day to work to make that. Shit, you could just throw your money in a total market fund and make more money than that. I'm showing you this, guys, because I just showed you 3 businesses: PGA Tour golfer, car wash, and restaurants. 3 completely different businesses. And every one of them required a lot of money to be successful and time. Sure, you could pay someone to manage your car wash, but you still got to show up and oversee things from time to time. Same with a restaurant. PGA Tour, well, that's all about you. And you all want to come in and tell yourselves, let's go back. I don't have 3 years. My trading account's too small. Live Traders is great. Their education is so expensive. $1,000, $2,000. Oh my, $2,000. That's how much you'd pay in 1 month to play golf. 1 month. But you can't, for your dream that you say you will die for, you can't pull out $100 or $200 or $1,000 or $2,000. This isn't even about Live Traders. This is about you and your goals. You're not willing to work the night shift to pay for that? You're not willing to get a job at Lyft or Uber or DoorDash to pay for that? Well, then you must really believe success is not earned. You must believe that success is innate. You must believe that success is won and you're not lucky. I'm not lucky because I only have $1,000. And I know Johnny over there, his parents gave him $10,000 for college graduation. And he's going to use that to be a trader. He's so lucky. If I was as lucky as him, I would succeed. Really? Still think this business is expensive? I just showed you a car wash. I just showed you a restaurant. Sure, you can find cheaper car washes, $100,000, $700,000. Still a lot more expensive than this business. Still think this business is expensive. Guys, most people fail because they fail. Okay? Most people fail because they fail. Because they view success differently. You want to be a trader? Find a way to make it work. Stopped on the first trade, there it is. Made money on the second trade. Find a way to make money. This takes experience. Lose on the first, win on the second. Again, lost on the first, made money on the second trade. Find a way to make money. There it is. There's the second trade. Comes back up. You find a way to be successful. No one's going to give it to you, and they can't. This is the type of business that no one can give it to you. They can help you, but they cannot give it to you. You see, someone can give you a car wash, right? Someone can give you a business that already runs well. No one can give you a successful trading business. They can help you and teach you, but they cannot give you success. Okay? Guys, you are the sole reason for your success. While there is a minority of people who actually choose to fail, the majority that fail simply make poor choices or have a poor outlook. Basically, for the majority, failure is a choice but not a decision. Ooh, that one hurts, doesn't it? It's a choice, but not a decision. I can't possibly list all the bad choices people make which lead them to failure, but a few to get you started, okay? Abusing drugs or alcohol, not getting an education, having a poor work ethic, having a child out of wedlock, immaturity, laziness, borrowing too much money. Guys, this is actually from Kevin Geary. I copy and pasted this from Kevin Geary. I need to give credit where credit. This, don't defeat yourself slide, is from Kevin Geary. To expect defeat is 9/10 of defeat itself. But you don't think you expect it, but you act like you expect defeat. Does that make sense? You're telling people outward. It's like the Facebook syndrome is what I call it. Your world is a box of chocolates on Facebook, right? On Facebook, you're living the dream. It could be in front of a green screen for all we know, but you're living the dream. In reality, you're a depressed POS. Can't get out of your own way, can't tie your shoelaces, but on social media, you are, wow, amazing. That's what people do in trading. They tell everyone else how they're going to make it, but deep down, they're not working hard enough to be successful, and they don't really believe it, right? They don't really believe it, okay? So, as you guys have heard from Winston Churchill, right? I'm paraphrasing a little bit here. Success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. Well, trading success is being able to go from losing trade to losing trade without losing your enthusiasm, which is why you need to risk small amounts of money when you start in trading, okay? Don't you love like this mantra, this commentary? But Jared, hard work doesn't always equal success. You know, I know lots of people that work really hard, but they failed. What do you mean? They worked hard, but they failed. Well, failure is probably the key ingredient there, right? Failure is the key part of that. You have to fail to succeed. It's very rare to get it right on your first try. Mark Zuckerberg is rare. Pretty much got Facebook right on his first try. That's rare, okay? Those who don't achieve success, guys, usually quit after failure. And of course, quitting is a choice. You choose to quit. You choose not to get back off the canvas. You choose not to get back up on the horse again. You choose that. The world didn't choose that for you. You did. Persistence truly does overcome resistance, right? You're almost always going to see someone who is successful. If you were to follow their life, you would almost always see stumbling blocks, roadblocks, sometimes little ones, sometimes really big ones. You'll see failures along the way. You'll see life lessons along the way. But what you'll also see is a motivation and a desire and a want to be something bigger, better, and greater. Right? That desire to say, no, I will not give up today. No, I am going to reach that goal, and no one's going to tell me I can't have it. But you need to be punched in the mouth a few times to know if you really, really have what it takes. Because most people say that, and at the first sign of struggle, they give up. Right? So the question then becomes, guys, how hard are you willing to work for it, right? The first step towards success is taken when you refuse to be captive of the environment in which you first find yourself. Mic drop. Thank you, Mark Kane. We all find ourselves in a particular environment. Some better than others. Some people downright shitty. Some people have a lot in life that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. Fact. Some people have a lot in this world that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. And you have to have sympathy. I say empathy, but you cannot have empathy for someone in that position unless you've been in it yourself. And if it's that bad, you probably haven't. My point, though, is you still have a choice. Your road and path may be longer. The mountain might be steeper. But you still have the choice to take yourself out of that environment. So this last one here too, there's a big difference between wanting to and willing to. There's a big difference, guys. Wanting to and willing to. Wanting to is a lot of people. I want this, I want that, I want this. It's like when you tell your kids, hey, I want that. Do you know what that costs? Yeah, it's only $22, Mom. Have you ever made $22? No, I'm 9 years old. Well, now you don't have any idea what the difference between wanting that is and willing to work for that is. Because you've never done it. You talk about it, but you haven't done it yet. Right? It's like when a manager of a company says they know what it's like to be the owner of a company. No, you don't. You have no clue, no idea what you are in for. You get your paycheck no matter what happens. Worst that can happen to you is you get fired and you find another job. The owner of the company might not take a paycheck. The owner of the company may lose their entire life savings because that's what's invested in it. Success is earned, it's innate, or it's won. How do you believe? What do you view the world as? See, the problem is too many people view the world as them being a victim of their circumstances. No. You might be partially a product of it, but I would never use the word victim of your circumstances, right? A lot of people believe that they're held back because of their circumstances. Well, there's no question that people have it harder than others. This is a fact of life, and it will always be true. There will never be a time in human history or human future that that is not true. There will never be a time. But that doesn't stop you from having the ability to choose. And again, to be clear here, I'm talking about free societies. There are certain societies in the world that perhaps I can't say for the people that live in North Korea, but it certainly doesn't seem like a bright future. But I'm talking about for people in America or Europe or wherever. It is your choice to stay where you are or to want something bigger and better for your life. And I've said this comment before, but I'll repeat it. There are times, okay, when you may make way more money than somebody else, but they are way more successful than you. I might take $100,000 and turn it into $10 million. But I may have had all the advantages of great parents, great grandparents, great education, all those things. Someone else might take $10,000 and turn it into $100,000, and that's way more impressive than what I did. Right? Because their starting point was so much worse that what they achieved is borderline miraculous. But they achieved. They're better tomorrow than they are today because they look at it as earned, right? You don't look at it as a victim of circumstance, right? It's a fair argument, right? There's no doubt it's a fair argument. You can absolutely be the subject of poor circumstance. But it doesn't change the fact that tomorrow's going to come anyway, and you have a choice what you're going to do with tomorrow. It doesn't change that fact. How you handle circumstance matters more than your circumstance. Let me repeat that. How you handle circumstance matters more than your actual circumstance, right? You can sit there and play the victim your whole life, but it's not productive to do so. So why do it, right? Everyone's got roadblocks. Some are just bigger than others. Some people's roadblocks are actually themselves. I would rather take someone who has no education and generally would be looked upon as not a bright future, who is crazy motivated, than someone who graduated Harvard with no debt, who doesn't have motivation. I'll take the poor broke person any day of the week that's motivated. I don't care where you came from. I only care where you want to go. And you should too. Where you came from, you can't help that. We're all put in certain positions in life. Where you want to go is far more important than where you are today. So the question then becomes, are you willing to take no for an answer? It's that simple. Are you willing to take no for an answer? And many of you are sitting there going, no, I will not take no for an answer. I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. I watched Oprah yesterday, Dr. Phil and Tony Robbins all on the same day. So what? So what? That's not getting punched in the mouth, right? I mean, opposition, it's a natural part of life. You're going to come across it. The only question is, what do you do when you hit it? So we relate this all back to trading. If you are a trader, you have an opportunity in front of you. An opportunity that some people in the world do not have. You have it, you possess it today, right now, as you're listening. What are you going to do with that opportunity? Sure, you may only have a $500 account and someone else has a $5 million account. That's not your concern what they have. It's only a matter of what you have. That's the only thing that should concern you. How do you take your 500 to 1,000 and 1,000 to 2 and 2 to 20 and etc.? How are you going to get there? Right? How are you going to get there? Opportunity for success is what we all have. What are you doing with your opportunity for success? It's possible for anyone who wants it, in my opinion, if you're willing to work hard enough. This doesn't mean that everyone becomes Michael Jordan. This doesn't mean that everyone becomes Tiger Woods. But it does mean that everyone can be better a year from now than they are today. What that means for you and someone else might be two different things. But the opportunity is there for you. So why are you heard me, why are you putting those roadblocks in front of yourself? There's enough roadblocks in life to keep you busy. Don't put any more of your own roadblocks there. Stop complaining. Stop making excuses. Stop playing the victim. Stop crying about stupid shit. Oh, the chat room's too expensive. That course is too much money. My trading account is too small. I just don't have that kind of time because, I have 2 kids and a wife and a mortgage to pay. You don't want it bad enough then. Work the night shift. Work 18 hours a day until you don't have to work 18 hours a day. Work as hard as you need to work until you don't have to work that hard anymore. That's the whole reason you're doing it in the first place. Don't look at someone else who has it easier. Look at someone else who has it harder. Compare yourself to someone who's got a worse lot in life, because then you'll be far more appreciative for where you are. Stop looking at the person who has it easier. Trust me, you'll be better off for it. Okay? And as always, and I'll end with this, if you're not achieving what you want to achieve in life, the first person you should look at is yourself. Pull out the mirror and stare at it and go, what do I need to do to have a different attitude the next time I look in this mirror? And this goes for any aspect of life, but it all comes back to trading. You're not where you are right now, where you want to be, because you haven't put in the work yet to be where you want to be. It takes professionals 10, 20 years to get really, really good at a lot of stuff, especially if you're talking about athletes. Growing a business takes time. Trading is a business. Treat it that way. If you came in and you didn't prepare properly and you don't have the money, then go out and find the money somewhere to build up your account. Go drive an Uber. Go work the night shift at Walmart. Don't care what you do. But if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. I'm Jared Wesley of Live Traders. We'll get back at it again next week.